Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, Democratic divide, why Alberta's NDP is trying to distance itself from the federal party. So long scramble, why the city is removing 3 specialized crosswalks from White Avenue. And simulating an emergency, the lessons local medical students are learning during a fake building collapse.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
The new leader of the federal NDP is pushing back against provincial leaders who are critical of his priorities. That includes Naheed Nenshi, who says Avi Lewis is bad news for Alberta.
We don't have to agree on every little thing in order to do big things together.
Lewis won the leadership race Sunday with 56% of the vote. He campaigned on blocking new pipelines and natural gas projects and is pushing for a nationwide clean energy grid. Last week, the Alberta NDP unveiled its energy policy. It includes moving 300,000 additional barrels a day through the Trans Mountain pipeline and increasing natural gas exports. Nenshi says Lewis is not in the best interests of Alberta.
I thought it was important for Albertans to remember that for many, many years now, the Alberta New Democrats, the federal New Democrats have not been fully aligned, particularly on energy policy. But at the end of the day, my job is to focus on Danielle Smith and the separatist UCP.
Premier Smith calls Lewis a radical eco-socialist. She quickly linked the provincial and federal parties, pointing to the NDP constitution, where they must conform to federal policy. Nenshi says that's not true. The Alberta government is making moves to change Canada's constitution so it can appoint its own judges to provincial courts. It's a topic that will be part of the referendum in October. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti joins us from the legislature this evening. So, Miriam, why is the province introducing the motion now instead of waiting until Albertans have their say?
Well, Matt, Justice Minister Mickey Amory says it's a unique opportunity to join the 3 other provinces that are also requesting to make the same changes. And he also says that the motion to make amendments isn't quite the same as a proposed question in the referendum. Now, last week, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Ontario, and Quebec wrote a letter to Prime Minister Mark Carney calling for judges to be appointed and approved by the provinces. They pointed to similar processes in the U.S., Australia, and parts of Europe. Canada's Justice Minister has previously rejected the calls. The Alberta government says that's why collaboration with other provinces is needed. The Justice Minister says the approach would mirror the amendments Quebec has already tabled.
Alberta and Quebec will work together to call on the House of Commons and the Senate to pass corresponding motions. This would give the province a deep and meaningful role in shaping our courts, and it would be a tremendously significant change.
Addressing this gap will strengthen public confidence in the justice system and ensure provinces have a meaningful voice in appointments that shape how justice is delivered in their communities.
Last week, the federal justice minister said he believes the current appointment process is working well, and it already takes provincial considerations into account. And if the motion does pass, the province would then call on the House of Commons to table the motion in Ottawa. Matt?
All right, Miriam Valdez-Carletti live for us at the legislature. Thank you. The Premier says she welcomes diverse opinions in her caucus after a UCP MLA wrote in support of the Separatist petition. Jason Steffen's comments were published last week in the Western Standard. In it, the Secretary for Constitutional Affairs invited Albertans to sign the separation petition. He says it would be good for Alberta and says signing the petition for a referendum is different than the vote itself. Today, the Premier made her stance clear.
The caucus position and the government position, as passed in law, is that we support a sovereign Alberta within a united Canada. And that means a sovereign Alberta remains a province within Canada, and we do things like we're doing today.
Stay Free Alberta has until May 2nd to collect nearly 178,000 signatures for its separation petition to be successful and move forward. The UCP government is making changes to legislation around elections and citizen-led petitions, including when referendums can take place. The amendments tabled today would eliminate deadlines for holding referendums after a successful citizen initiative proposal. It also created windows before and after general elections in which referendums on citizen-led petitions cannot happen. The Justice Minister says this will create consistency for petitioners and stop citizen-led initiatives from interfering with elections elections. Other amendments include introducing fines for the creation of deep fake AI photos and videos that may mislead voters about the conduct of election candidates.
We want to keep our elections fair and honest, and a lot of this is driven by the desire to proactively meet the threats as they come. We know that deepfake technology is going to continue to improve, and the distinction between what is reality and what is fake is becoming more and more difficult to distinguish.
The amendments also include changes to the petition verification process, rules around how long signature sheets must be kept, and disclosure of public sector compensation. Canadians will soon be prevented from driving a road that follows the borderline between Alberta and Montana. The 14-kilometer manicured gravel road on the Montana side of the border was previously maintained by Alberta. A virtually identical parallel gravel road will now be created just meters away on the Canadian side of the border. Alberta Transportation says the province was told last year changes were coming. Minister Devin Dreeshen says $8 million has been set aside and work is slated to begin in April and should be completed by the summer. No word yet, Josh, on how many Tim Hortons will be on that Canadian gravel road just yet. The weather looking a little better out there today, but still very cold.
Yeah, temperatures were in the -5 range yesterday. We get to -1 currently, and it looks like that's going to end up as our daytime high for today. So we're still below zero, still way below average. 6 degrees is the average daytime high, but temperatures are moving in an upward direction over the next few days. Most of the next 7 to 10 days were above zero for daytime highs. -10 is where we started today. I think we'll probably drop into that -10 range again early tomorrow morning. We're not back to average, though, until the weekend. Here's what it looks like outside right now with the CTV drone. It's powered by Century Casinos. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Partly cloudy skies out there right now. We do have some flurries in northeastern Alberta, some flurries and some pockets of light snow as well in through western sections of the province. If you zoom in, though, you can see it looks like most of these pockets are going to slip past the southwest corner of the city. So I think for the most part, just partly cloudy skies through the rest of this evening and overnight tonight. There might be parts of the Edmonton region that see a handful of snowflakes, but no significant snow. -10 tomorrow morning. We'll get some sunshine through the morning and mid part of the day, and then up to about 3, maybe even 4 for a high tomorrow afternoon with some increase in cloud later in the day. There is more snow in the forecast, just maybe not much tonight. I think Thursday we could see a couple centimeters worth. So we'll talk about that and the rest of your forecast in a couple minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, crosswalk crossed off. Why the city is removing 3 scramble crossings from busy White Avenue intersections.
Because it makes it easier to get from this point to that point without going across twice.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Just as people were getting used to them, the city is removing 3 scramble crosswalks on White Avenue. The change is part of an effort to speed up public transit on White. The scrambles were originally installed for pedestrian safety. As CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports, the city says safety is still a priority.
First, traffic on White Ave flows west to east. Next, drivers crossing the avenue get their turn. And then all the cars stop and people scramble across in any direction they like.
Because it makes it easier to get from this point to that point without going across twice.
It's really confusing, and I can see people crossing against a car, or the car doesn't know what the pedestrian's doing, and next thing you know, you have an accident.
The city first installed scramble crosswalks in 2018, one downtown on Jasper Ave and one at White and 105th. More have been added on both sides of the river since. These scramble crossings are pedestrian-friendly design. I mean, I feel perfectly safe in the middle of this intersection right now, but while I'm crossing, all these drivers are waiting. Those waiting include bus drivers.
It's true, like the scrambles do slow down the buses.
The delays are causing problems for some of Edmonton's busiest bus routes, so the city is working to prioritize transit movement along the avenue. Eventually, the plan is to have dedicated bus lanes down White Ave. In the short term, there will be queue jumps for buses, extended curbs for faster passenger loading, and no more scrambles slowing everyone down.
Part of the problem here is that these are piecemeal measures, whether we're talking about the scrambles or we're talking about the transit priority measures. Ultimately, Whyte Ave needs a whole, we need to rip it up and redo it.
The main selling point for scramble crossings 6 years ago was pedestrian safety.
The aim is to reduce or fully eliminate those pedestrian motor vehicle collisions.
Now, the city's frequently asked questions sheet asks, why do people think scramble crosswalks are safer? The city's transportation planner acknowledges the confusing communication, but Natalie Lazurko is adamant safety is still top of mind.
We've tried to mimic some of the benefits that you get with a scramble crossing with these other measures that we're putting in place.
Extended curbs will shorten the walk across the road. Drivers still won't be able to turn right on red, and left turns will only be allowed on advanced arrows. Construction starts this summer. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Police say a man tried to murder 2 police officers at an LRT station downtown. The Edmonton Police Service says on Sunday, March 1st, the officers were patrolling the Corona LRT station and found a man drinking. When they approached him, police say the man pulled out a knife and tried to stab the officers. No one was hurt. The man was arrested. It was later determined about 30 minutes prior, the man was involved in a nearby liquor store robbery. The 33-year-old has been charged with attempted murder and assaulting a peace officer. The city is getting more than $500,000 to improve safety downtown. The city says federal funding will be spent on what it calls evidence-based crime prevention initiatives. It will go to 5 pilot projects. One is a lab for safety-enhancing design, such as better lighting and sight lines. The mayor says that has helped significantly at the Stadium LRT station. It was redeveloped at a cost of $50 million and reopened in 2023.
Completely transformed from that underground space to a street-level design. The SEPTED principles were applied to that. We saw crime plummet at that station once we saw the redesign. So this kind of money actually can have a real meaningful impact.
More details on the other projects the money will support are expected soon. The province is updating its Animal Protection Act for the first time in 20 years. Changes to Bill 22 include increasing maximum fine for animal abuse from $20,000 to $250,000. Serious offenses could result in up to 12 months of jail time. The province says the amendments will help address repeat offenders. Definitions around animal distress have also been updated.
The definition of distress is limited to food, water, shelter, veterinary care. But we know that animals have other needs that should be met. So the ability to move around naturally, the ability to be in a safe environment.
We put forward a definition on distress that would help us not only on the enforcement side, but also on the clarity side for those that are enforcing the law every day out on the streets.
Now that definitions have been expanded, the SPCA anticipates it will receive more calls about animal neglect. The changes are expected to come later this year. Medical students from NAIT are getting the kind of training you can't pick up from a textbook. Over the weekend, the school faked a building collapse to make the exercise as realistic as possible. CTV's Connor Hogg was there.
Final preparations are underway for Simulation Day at NAIT. Students and staff are about to enact disaster. Actors getting into character, playing victims of a fatal mall collapse that medical students will have to rescue, transport, and care for.
Mimicking real life, so that complexity, that pressure, the students will feel the same way they feel in a real incident when they're out there in their workforce.
Okay, let's go. Start 2.
It's very chaotic. Lots of patients. Lots of different disciplines. Taking you through the initial steps of triage and incident command actually on scene, and then having crews bring patients out and into the hospital setting.
I'm just worried about Samuel. You can read?
The acting is bang on.
Sasha, you want to stick with me, hun, while we get him settled? I don't get why everyone else has an ambulance, but I don't.
It's spot on for what we expect to see in the real world. Especially, I know Samuel came through the MRI department with his wife, and Samuel's wife was very frantic and very worried about her partner.
It's that realism that gives the kind of true-to-life experience staff say is fundamental for getting students ready for the real world. Some of them have already been on the healthcare front lines, and they say it's rewarding to recognize and remember faces from past simulations later on while they're working.
Me recognizing them or them recognizing me, and just having that little bit of connection despite us never having actually worked together.
Sim is over now, so you can sit yourself up if you can. Okay.
A taste of the much more real tests to come for these soon-to-be medical professionals. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Still to come tonight on CTV News, a beeping basket, why kids are collecting Easter eggs that make noise.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Blind and visually impaired kids hunted for Easter eggs this weekend with some help from Edmonton's Bomb Squad. The squad rigged the eggs to beep so the kids could find them at the TELUS World of Science. An organizer who lost her sight when she was young says it's important to include kids who cannot participate in a traditional Easter egg hunt. This was the 5th year for the Beeping Eggs project in Edmonton. Glad to see they were collecting eggs inside, Josh. It is awesome, but it's even better that they were inside because I would not have wanted to be outside collecting eggs this week.
A little chilly.
It was cold.
A little chilly. For anybody that has outdoor plans this coming Easter weekend, actually looks pretty good. It'll be some of the warmest days we've seen in a while.
That's what I like to hear.
There's a look outside right now. It actually feels fairly nice. We're at -1 with some sunshine on the River Valley Sky Cams. Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. Temperatures should get to 2 or 3 degrees above zero tomorrow and for Wednesday. 0 Thursday. You get a good chance of some snow Thursday. At this point, maybe 2 to 5 centimeters accumulation. And then here's the weekend and most of next week. Yeah, it cools off Thursday of next week. There's another chance of snow Thursday of next week. But through the weekend and into early parts of next week, we're back to around average for daytime highs. -1 in Jasper and Fort McMurray right now. It's -2. In Red Deer, and almost everywhere, the wind is fairly light. You get some scattered flurries from Cold Lake, St. Paul areas, all the way up towards Fort McMurray, and from around Grand Prairie down through Drayton Valley and the Red Deer regions, some scattered flurries. Looks like pretty much all of that's going to slip past the southwest corner of the city as we head through this evening. So there might be a couple of snowflakes, as we said, but no real significant snow for tonight, just partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, clouds will clear out in the morning. By mid to late morning, we'll get some sunshine there, and then through the afternoon, cloud cover starts to increase. Again, the best chances for precipitation tomorrow, some light flurries across northeastern Alberta, and once again, in through the foothills and the mountain parks, we'll see a little bit of light snow. Best chances, we said, for us here at Edmonton is a slight risk Wednesday. Best chance is going to be Thursday. And that system probably targets southern Alberta with some heavy snow. We're on the northern edge of it, so we'll see just how far north the heavier snow stretches in a couple of days here. -13 Fort McMurray, -15 in Grand Prairie, -12 in Red Deer tomorrow morning. You're around the freezing mark in the Peace Country. Chances of some flurries or light snow and 2 degrees in Fort McMurray. Almost everybody, though, across north central and central Alberta gets into the +1 to +3 range. Even across the south, it's not super hot. Somewhere in that 6 or 7 range for Lethbridge and Medicine Hat. Here in Edmonton, back above zero for tomorrow and Wednesday. About 3, maybe 4. Still pretty cool in the morning, though. Freeze-thaw cycle in full effect here for the next little while. -8 Wednesday morning. Mostly cloudy and a slight chance of flurries there in the afternoon on Wednesday. Then that risk of snow for Thursday. Again, there's still some uncertainty with exactly how much, but I think at this point the best bet is for somewhere between 2 and 5 centimeters. 4 Saturday, 7 for Saturday, 4 Friday, 7 for Saturday, and about 6 or 7 degrees on Sunday, with the chance of some scattered showers this Easter Sunday. Temperature staying on the mild side, and aside from Thursday, above zero for daytime highs through most of the next week and a half.
All right, Josh, thank you. Advocates for trans Albertans want Danielle Smith to reverse course on what they call harmful policies. Nearly a dozen parents marched to the Alberta legislature today to urge the Premier to restore transgendered children's rights. Parents say kids are feeling stigmatized, targeted, and not feeling free to be themselves following the introduction of recent UCP legislation.
It is sad that once again, the days that are about trans people, about us celebrating our community, about us being proud and visible for who we are tinged with sadness and anger and hurt and mistrust and fear as this government continues to hijack what should be a happy day for our community with us having to demand for the rights that any other Albertan has.
Transgender Day of Visibility is tomorrow. When we return, why some Oilers fans got an opportunity to meet defenseman Darnell Nurse today.
CTV News at 5 continues.
We examine how phones are impacting critical thinking, why even the technologically adept struggle to see both sides of the argument. Plus, gold medal winning figure skater Caitlin Osmond in studio.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
An Edmonton Oiler is lending an assist on getting kids and teens to put down their phones more often. Darnell Nurse, along with Rogers, held a meet and greet with some kids. The autographs came with a reminder to put their phones down and get out and do something aside from scrolling. The Oilers defenseman says even he needs a reminder for himself and his family.
For me, even at 31 years old, I notice I'm spending too much time in front of a screen, feel kind of disconnected from everything else. So trying to pass that lesson on to my kids. I have 3 young kids, and you know, the more fun that we have outside and or just playing, you know, mini sticks within the house, you know, it's there's definitely a different element to life.
The communications company Rogers is rolling out its Unplug and Play Screen Break initiative, addressing excessive screen use by kids and teenagers. With 8 games remaining in their regular season, the Oilers are now closer to capturing first in the Pacific Division than they are from missing the playoffs. Edmonton has won 3 straight games and is 3 points behind Anaheim for first. Goalie Connor Ingram was asked what it would be like to play a playoff game at Rogers Place in Edmonton.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, what do we got, 8-9 games left? So that's where I'm focused right now. I mean, this year's taught me to not look too far in the future. So I'm going to take it one day at a time, and maybe when we get closer to that, I'll have an answer for you.
The Oilers' next game is tomorrow night at Rogers Place against the Seattle Kraken. Head coach Chris Knobloch says injured forwards Colton Dock and Trent Frederick are close to returning and may be ready to play this week. And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.